Yo, what's going on, guys? We have a silver 2 Shen Jungle coaching. Shen Jungle is a bit of a niche pick. He can play very well against purely auto-based junglers like Xin Zhao or even Jax or Master Yi. Shen plays pretty well against all of those. Other than that, I wouldn't really recommend him. There's better tank junglers you can play like Zac or Nunu who can take up more space. They have a lot more CC, and their CC is better. A taunt, Merc Treads, and Tenacity that they can take with their runes and items. It works against your taunt duration, but with knockups and displacements, the Tenacity won't help them at all. So, yeah, unless you're picking it really smart, like into the Xin or into the Yi or into the Jax jungle, I wouldn't bother with this. I'll also say your team comp. Your team's very thin compared to theirs. They have like a bruiser jungle, Xin. He's a bit of he's not really an assassin. He's more of like a bruiser tank or a bruiser assassin. So they have a bit of a front line here, and then they have the tank. All you have is your tank, which is Shen, and he's not as big as the Malphite. So I think this game I probably would have opted more for a Zac or Nunu, something of that nature. But anyways, your start didn't seem too bad. Hold on, let me just go back real quick and see what you did. I was focused on the other stuff. All right, so you leave your base, you run out. I don't know why you're running with your bot lane. This is pointless. I would get ward on the opposite side, especially against early aggressive early game junglers like Warwick and Zhao. They may just start in your jungle, or they might just do red and go immediately into it. There's no reason to stand where your teammates are unless you guys are 5-man stacking against like a Blitzcrank invade. So you should have ran over here. You would have want to waited in this bush. It's safe, no one can see it. You're gonna start your recall at like the 54-second mark and lay your ward right as your recall is about to finish. Getting it in this bush is way better because it gives you super far forward vision. The only downside is if it's a vertical jungler like Jarvan, Graves, or Kindred, they can jump over this wall and they can avoid this ward in the bush. So against them, you lay it a little bit farther over here and it can see both. But against Xin, yeah, just lay it here. It'll give you like 15-20 seconds of extra time, extra vision, rather than just laying a lame ward there. But at least you got your ward down. You have Oracle Lens. That's good. You need that for your initial ganks. You have a few different routes you can run on Shen. He typically clears more like a Warwick. Like you could do a red Wolves into blue Gromp. That's fine. You can do that 4-camp clear into Scuttle gank, or you could do 3-camp clear gank into Scuttle. You could look for more of a full style clear into golems, but golems take a while on Shen. They are doable if you're got your E though. I'm not too crazy about getting W because W doesn't actually give you any damage. It does 0 damage to the enemies. It's kind of pointless. For example, let's say you had your E right now. It does a bit of damage, which is going to help you clear a little bit faster. If you take E, after you're done Gromp, you'll be full HP from the Gromp's heal anyways, is what I'm trying to say. So even though you'll technically be lower, going E rather than W, you'll be clearing faster. So unless you think you're going to get invaded, I honestly wouldn't go for W level 2. Like against Gromp, you're going to say, oh, I block autos. You look, you're going to block. So you blocked one with your passive, you're not even using your W here. And then you use it at the end, and you block literally one auto attack because Gromp's attack speed is really slow. So you blocked one auto from the blue, one auto from the Gromp. You could have used 2 or 3 taunts by now, which would have been an extra 120 damage. Just go for the taunt. Taunt's also better. Like, let's pretend you got super collapsed on. If you have taunt, you can go over the wall and you can set up something with your teammates. But if you get collapsed on level 2, like, what are you going to do? You have no mobility. Get your taunt level 2, dude. Try it. You'll be full HP after Gromp anyways, trust me. Every time you'll be full HP with double refill. Also, I wouldn't have used a refill. That was pointless. I don't know when you did that. You might as well hold on to it. You did it at some point, which is weird. Yeah, so here, you used a refill right there. So listen, the lower you are on health, the more Gromp heals you. If you have just like 1 bar of health, Gromp will put you at like 80%, right? So if you smite it when you're low, you'll literally be full HP. So there's no reason to waste a refill. These fights early game tend to last a long time, and having a extra 125 extra HP is a big deal, especially on Shen. We don't typically want to back on this champion until we can get full T-Mat or full Balmy Cinder item. Looking at your build this game, you did go for more of a T-Mat. Something I didn't mention is you can go for Phase Rush or Hella Blades on Shen. Those work as well. If you want to rush an on-hit item like Titanic Hydra, or Bork. If you want to rush either of those, you go Hella Blades. If they have huge slows like a Nasus slow, Phase Rush is really, really good. But they don't really have any slows on their team. All they have is Malphite slow and technically a Xin slow, but the Xin slow is more of a dash anyways. So I don't get it. What happened? Why'd you invade? So you're invading the Xin Zhao on his red. This would have been a good route if you're against a full clear champion like Zac or Evelynn. If it's a champion you think is just gonna full clear their camps, this is really, really good. But against Xin Zhao, I don't know. I guess he went bot lane level 2. He died with blue buff, so maybe that's why you went over there. So that's fine, I guess. But he's already been dead for... He's spawned in now, so 2027. It's been nearly 25 seconds. He should be finishing this right now. Yeah, he never even did it. So that was really bad of him. He did blue buff straight into gank, which is terrible. If you want to cheese gank on a dash champion early game, you want to just red buff straight into cheese gank. Nice job looking at your minimap though. You're coming in for the counter gank. This is the right play. If you felt like Quinn was going to die instantly, let's say she was already like 100 health, then just take his red buff, then kill him. Or just wait on it. But since Quinn is healthy, you can go for this. Nice taunt flash. Very flashy. I think that was actually worth it since Quinn's getting very low. I think that was actually probably the right play. You pinch him. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Looks good, man. You got the kills. Let's go back just one little tick. I want to see, when do you use your sweeper? So whenever you invade, whenever you're walking past several bushes is when you want to start your sweeper, and then you can see if these are warded. It'll last. You can see if this is warded, and then it will be wearing off right about now, and then you can, as it's wearing off, you can check to see if they're on golems or if they're on their red buff without actually having to see it with your own eyes. So I would use your sweeper when you're right about here to check every single bush plus over the walls. Other than that, the flash taunt play was really slick. I like that. That's huge, dude. That should be game right there. If you don't make any mistakes, this is double scuttle. Xin just spawned in. I would take this and then push onto his red buff. You know he doesn't have red. He has 4 CS. Whenever you see the enemy jungle on the map, you want to click to see what buff they have. You can click on them and it will show like how much of it is left as well. So MF has his blue buff. So, you know, he's only done blue. He has 4 CS. That's 1 camp. 4 CS is always just 1 camp, regardless of the camp. At this point, I would push straight into his red buff. If you're worried about Yone coming, I understand. Like, that actually makes this situation hard. If your mid laner was here, then I would go for his red, because you have, like, top prio. You can solo Xin, he's level 2. So in this case, I'd probably just try to cross through mid and get opposite side scuttle. Or just go for the gank. That's fine, too. You show up... I feel like you got caught wanting to do several things here. It looks like you wanted to cross over for opposite scuttle and you wanted to gank, so you just went in way too soon. You went in like 3 seconds early. Like, she's like 2 Lux snares away. She can't really help you. Even if you land your taunt, she'll barely be able to help. Like, she might land an auto. Gwen's melee. She doesn't really have ranged attacks until she's level 6. So if you see... Okay, so now you know Xin's on his red buff because he hasn't taken his red yet, which is really bad. Like, just running a good path as a jungler. Like, your path was decent. It was a 3 camp clear. Shen can honestly do wolves, though. You wanted to invade him, though. You got lucky. Like I said, you don't invade 3 to 5 camp clear junglers. You generally don't invade. You only invade early. Generally, full clear junglers like Evelynn, Zac, I mean, Karthus, Mundo, that type of thing. But, yeah. Ideally, Xin would have just taken full blue side into red, and then you wouldn't have gotten there in time, or you would have just done blue gromp into red, and then you would have wasted a lot of time. But yeah, like we talked about, just push it to whatever lane you want it to be near. Here, I'd push it away from your bot lane. They have hyper no pressure, so you'd want to just push it towards your mid right now. You do a little bit of both. So now you know Xin's top side. I would have pinged that off. You know, he didn't go to either scuttle. This is an easy gank. Nice sweeper. I like it. You want to wait until they step up for the next CS or to fight your teammates. Now that they're stepping up to fight your teammates, this is perfect play. There's no reason to taunt. Hold on to your taunt to start autoing. Your taunt is a skill shot, and if you don't know for a fact that their flash is down, there's no reason to use it. Just force your autos on them and make them panic flash. As you're autoing, since there's an animation to your auto, they'll start to panic, and then they'll anticipate your taunt and flash, and then you'll taunt them. So here, since you're already behind them, look how you have Brand cut off. You could run just straight this way and auto Varus as you do it, or you could just cut off Bran. You can get to this bush by the time he's there, and you'll be like a full flash behind him. So yeah, just hold on to your taunt. No reason to waste it. Yeah, it's better for you to pressure with autos and then they'll panic flash. I would just back off, let your teammates catch this wave. It's pushing to them anyways. Yeah, just back. The moment, if you are going for team mat, that's fine. It's a little more expensive than Bombies. I think it's like 1250 or 1300, and Bombies is 1100, I believe. So if you can afford the team mat, it's generally what's best to go for. You back, you get your team out, that's fine. If you do plan on going Titanic Rush, I would just go Hell of Blades, but you don't go Titanic Rush, you go for the you went for the Frostfire Gauntlets or whatever. I'm taking these guys. I would use your taunt, man. I would use your taunt. Since you have team mat, you don't need to hold on to your taunt to kill the little ones. Like if you have no team mat, no bombies, you can save your taunt to kill the tiny ones because that's a waste of time to auto them. But I would just use it early so you could use it twice on a single camp or just have it up sooner. Like you save it for a really weird spot. And it's just 2 autos to kill all the little ones since you do have team mat. You see Zin's top side. You could go solo Dragon if you want. That's an option. I think you could probably solo it. Or at the very least your bot lane could rotate and help. So Dragon's an option here right when you see the Zen top. You can't get there in time unless you had your R, which you don't. So I would just Dragon or Raptors invade Zen. You could just go take his Wolves Grump right now. You might have to catch mid wave as well. If it's a full minion wave or more, it's really worth catching the wave. Yeah, this is huge, dude. This is like 3 or 4 monsters camps worth of XP. This is insane. Just catch it, farm it down. This is so good. Yeah, you went from level 4 to level 5 and level 5.5 at that. That's nuts. Dude, you got triple scuttle. How does this game go wrong? Like your ganks have been, the flash taunt play was slick. The bot play you taunted way too soon because you're already behind them. You should just held on to it for as long as humanly possible. It's like the blink game. The longer you hold on to it, it's like whoever blinks first loses. So once they flash, you just taunt and then you win. But once you start putting your auto pressure on them, they panic. So you get the scuttle, bada booms. You save your smite, 450. You see Malphite shoving it in top. This game's gonna get really hard because your team's AD heavy. You have the Yuumi and Gwen for AP. That's about it. So unless Gwen's doing big damage, Malphite's going to be unkillable. I'd go get your red buff. I guess you wanted to back. I mean, that back wasn't really that great in my opinion. I guess you had your R, so you figured you'd make a play off of it. I think it's not the end of the world. What I want to see you do is play around punishing Xin when you can. And just farm as much as possible while punishing Xin, and then only go to ganks with your R unless it's a free gank to walk to. Because you know Zin's red buff is highly disjointed. Since he started blue buff and died, you have time to do your red, probably blue, and then show up at his red. So whenever you're just walking around the map you want to be scanning, you can use your F1 keys or just click on the minimap directly. Or even if you have your screen locked, you can just look at the minimap with your eyeballs right now and see that their bot laners are bot, their mid laners mid. You'd see Malphite's top right now. So you know everyone's where they need to be. And you see how far they're pushed up, etc. Yon just got a kill. Whenever you see someone gets a kill or whatever, you need to look over immediately. You see he's half health, so you probably can't kill him. Were we level 6 there? Why didn't we R? Guess we weren't paying attention. Yeah, if we're level 6... If we were looking, so like right when you see you see how their pictures disappeared on each other? If you're paying attention to the minimap, you would have seen that. Or if you're looking at the HP panels, it should be above your minimap in game. It'll show your teammates HP. When you see that this shit's starting to move fast, you need to look over there with an F key or click or move your screen or whatever you need to do. But yeah, this would have, I think she would have won this honestly, because he burned his R and ignite, and Gwen's like a damage over time type of champion. So even though it seems like it might have been a bad R, I think you guys would have actually crushed him. But with that being said, you never want to R on Shen unless you think you and your team are going to get a kill out of it. If you're just R'ing just to save a life, it's generally not worth it. If you're not also going to get kills off of it. Okay, you got it. I would have taken that taunt immediately and crushed him for his insolence. He's level 5. If you see you have a level advantage on someone, 9 out of 10 times they can't beat you in a fight. It's just regardless of the champs. Like, if your champions are generally the same strength. If you're a level up, that means you probably have more items as well, assuming you're not sitting on like 5k gold or something. Yeah, just farm up. You see how his red buff's gray? That means it's up in 50 seconds or less. I would just farm towards that and take easy ganks along the way. Don't waste your time. Like, if they can catch waves under turret, you don't need to go there. Just keep farming, dude. You should have at least 50, 60 CS, around 60 CS right now. You thought Xin was on there, just leave it. You need to be playing around his red buff. Early dragons don't matter, like, at all. The first two dragons, like, let's say he got this dragon, but you ganked mid, took his wraps, red, and golems. What do you think's better? Mid prio plus 3 camps into possible herald, or a 1 early dragon? Like, trust me, if you're gonna completely throw off your clear, like, I really want to pressure this red. Now that it's yellow, that means it's up in 10 seconds or less. Like, yellow's like you need to be there. Gray's like you need to be on your way. Yellow's like you need to be there. So you see Xin Zhao still on it. This honestly isn't worth fighting, in my opinion. It's just going to be a lot of walking back and forth. And I know you're going to say, well, why isn't my bot lane coming? Your bot lane's not very good, from what I've seen so far. Plus, Yumi's terrible. Yumi's like one of the worst supports in the early game. Like, raw fighting, like a Yumi plus any AD carry is going to lose to another AD carry plus Soraka, just because Yumi's stats aren't there in the early game. So, I'll try not to play too much around her unless they're hard winning lane. If you want to tell who's winning, or generally who's good, press tab and you can look at the CS. So you see Quinn's probably the best player on your team, and you see she's down CS even though you were bot, and she got a free kill on Xin under turret, so you know that she's probably not, your bot lane's probably not the strongest players on your team. This is just a waste of time. Like, we could be farming, we don't need to do this. We could just farm and then ult in for plays. Like, we could be up 4 or 5 camps right now. A lot of walking around. Like, this dragon's not worth anything. If they're gonna die for it, that's fine, but like, getting a herald before the 13-minute mark is huge. If you get herald later than 13-minute mark, you're not gonna get the second one. I would much rather see you, since your team's winning, it would be much better for you to get an early herald than an early dragon. Like, ideally with you guys winning, this game shouldn't last another 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Do you want to play a 29-minute, 30-minute game if you're taking dragons right as they spawn? Or do you want to end this game pre-30-minute? If you want to end this game pre-30-minute, when you're ahead, you need to take heralds. Herald 6-minute respawn, dragons 5-minute respawn. So even if you guys are taking the dragons right as they spawn in, it's going to be a long time before you have soul. And if you get stuck on earth soul or wind soul, then it's really not even that great anyways. Since the first dragons win, that means it's not going to be a wind soul. And what the next dragon it won't be that soul either. So we didn't get Xin Zhao's red buff. That kind of sucks. We did kill Xin Zhao. He's not worth much gold anyways. And we got dragon. If we got his, hear me out, if we got his wraps, red and herald, that would have been twice as much value as killing him plus first drag. 100%. Because you could also access these turret plates and get even more gold. You've gotten literally every single scuttle. That's insane. That's so rare to get every scuttle. This Xin Zhao over ganked. He tried to show up to like every situation. There's no reason to go for this. You have your R. When your R is ready to use, you don't have to be there waiting in a situation like a Xin Zhao would have to do. You could just R. You don't have to be here. Nice. You didn't use your taunt early, and I don't know when you were going to use it, but just walk up and start autoing him. You don't need to use it until you know you're going to land it. So nice job holding on. You slide your Q through. Nice for the extra slows or whatnot. Get the kill. Nice. Perfect. Good job. Now help shove the wave after a successful gank. Or if your laner needs to recall, either one, you need to shove wave so they can reset. And once again, you can just press R. You don't need to walk there. You can just start soaking more camps. But playing Shen's a lot like playing Karthus. Once you're level 6, you don't have to be there. You can just press R like this. So you press R, you slide through with the Q on. Great ultimate. I like that. I think you saved her life, and I think you could make the argument that you should be able to kill Xin there. I think he flashed away or something. Maybe he didn't. Yeah, he flashed. If he didn't have flash, that was a kill, and you saved a life. So that's not bad. I would just stay shove wave. You would assume that if your teammate's almost dead, like, you'd assume that the enemies use their R, so you know Malphite R's down. So you just stay shoved, get as many plates as you can, or take Herald, either or. Zin's almost dead. Malphite has no R. Take Herald or take plates. You don't want to just back here, though. This is a huge waste, and you're going to have to walk all the way down to Wolf Camp. This is a huge, huge waste. Free Herald. Zin's super far behind. He's low. He has no flash. I would like to see you dump the wave, then go Herald. Give yourself more prio. Now we take Wolf Camp, or we could be doing Herald. Oh, it's really unfortunate, man. If you're going to play against a late game team comp like a Yone, Malphite, Brand, you have to end the games pre-30. This is going to get really nasty when Brand drops a fat R on the U and Gwen, and it's just bouncing around, and then Quinn can't get in because Malphite's zoning her off. Like this, I can tell this game's going to get really, really hard as they start to get their items. They just pushed their plant. Just showed up, so he's probably looking to take Herald right now. Yeah, just catch wave. If your mid laner's not here, this is the move. You don't want to give up those plates. Catch the wave. If you see Xin not bot right now, he's not bot, right? Why? His teammates are getting dope, so you know he's not here. He's probably on Herald. If you see crazy stuff like this happening, the enemy jungler's not there, just assume they're taking opposite side objective. I'm pretty sure he's in that area. Oh yeah, well, he wasn't on Herald. I'm shocked. Where was he? Is he actually bot lane? I think he is, yeah. So he did get there eventually. So now you know he's not on Herald. Your R is still on cooldown, so you might look for a play here. You're looking for the Yone. Ooh, he's big. Nice job holding on to your taunt. Before you go in for taunts, you also want to check base movement speed by clicking on them. This is why you want your stats to show instead of your runes to show. So like, let's say you had 400 movement speed and he's moving at 365. You would have want to held on to your taunt and run him down farther before you taunted to guarantee the land. But it actually looks like he has way higher base movement speed than you right now because he has tier 2 boots and you don't. So he gets the kill. You red smite. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Did we let Quinn die? Was our W up? Okay, he just pinched her before you could. That's fine. Yeah, it's tough, man. He's just faster than you. If you had tier 2 boots, he was dead there. Zin's gonna kill himself. Okay. Now, you go immediately to Herald. It's absolutely free. Their bot lane's most likely gonna go back bot, right? Because your turret's up. Their mid laner's low. You killed their jungler. This is free Herald. You take Herald right now. Not only should you not have taken turret shots, but you should have pushed straight for Herald. You go for the scuttle. You don't like Heralds. You take the scuttle. You're back to like full health. You leave the Herald. No, no, no. We need the Herald. It's the most important objective in the game for the first 20 minutes. And now, guess what? You're 14 minutes in. Even if you wanted to, even if you decided Herald suddenly was an important objective, you're only going to get one now. Herald's on a 6-minute spawn timer, and the second one's gone at the 20-minute mark. Technically the 19-minute 30-second mark. If you don't start it, the Baron will just make it disappear. So second Herald's gone. All you can take is this first Herald now. Yeah, we should have taken that way sooner. We could have ran doubled Heralds and gotten an early inhibs and secured souls, or just ended the game outright. You've made so many opportunities this game, but we continue to push towards wolves instead of just taking a free Herald. That is the main mistake so far. Other than that, it's mainly just sometimes you taunt way too early when you're behind them. Those are the two main mistakes. The runes and build are fine. Your R's up, just power farm until you need to R. What you want to do is, listen, when your R's up, you just linear clear, especially when you have team at or a burn item and you have both. So you can linear clear now and just power farm. When you leave base and every camp is up, just take the golems, take the red, take the raptors, take the wolves, take the blue, take the gromp. You don't want to do red, then golems, then raps. Just do the golems, red, raps, etc., etc. And then you just farm and wait for an R. So here you could honestly, you could ping her to go in and R and then maybe do something. It might be hard because he's tanky. Or you just wait. You like wait until Zen goes in for the gank. But there's no reason to waste time walking around when you can just R in. That's the whole point of playing Shen. So now we're walking into this gank. Should we really be coming here? Probably not. You got the flash play. You get the Q down. Your teammates were not ready at all. This play feels very forced to me, but I mean, you get the kill. I guess you thought they were gonna ward since you had a pink ward. That kind of made it make sense, but still, it's very forced. If you guys don't get an objective, like let's say you get the kills, then what? If you just get the kill and then go back to farming, it didn't do anything. So now you got to take the turret. Because you guys could do this for 3 hours straight. You could have them push, you kill, you run away. You have them push, you kill, you run away. You could do that all day long in the same game. You got to take a turret or you got to take a herald after a kill. But we're chasing this guy instead. I would go push for a herald now. I wouldn't chase. It's just one kill. It's not worth. And this could turn very bad if Malphite TPs and Xin shows up. Ooh, I'd take that though. Yeah, you don't need to taunt that early. I guess you thought he was gonna walk out of your range and you're trying to limit test. I guess that's fine. Yeah, just walk out. See how this is turning crappy? You guys have a huge lead. You're in the driver's seat. You are the dominating people, and you're acting like you're on the bottom. You're acting like you have the least options. You can do just about anything. You guys don't have to look for these weird dives that don't make sense and like chase people around the map. You guys can do what you want when you want generally, and they can't do anything. But the more time you waste throughout the game, everyone gets passive gold at the same rate. It dilutes your gold lead the more time you waste. So we're gonna speed it up. You start farming like you should have been when your R's up. This is what you need to be doing. So like let's say so say you did what I said you should do. You took the golems, red, wraps, wolves, right? If your teammates get ganked bot, you see they're getting ganked, you look, you decide whether or not it's a good R. If it's not a good R and you know they're gonna die anyways, you don't take it. If you see that they're gonna get away anyways, you don't take it. And then guess what? You full clear and then you take all of his camps. You do this, blah, blah. You take it to wolves and you go take his wraps, red, golems, move into herald. And then you can take the rest of your camps if you want to. Oh, or heaven forbid, you see it's a good R and you can get a kill off of it. You take the R, you get the kill. Like all those situations are beneficial for you. Every situation I just listed. Some more than others. But yeah, when your R is up, you don't need to be forcing ganks. Just farm. You could build a huge lead. Okay, I didn't see that situation because I was looking at you. So yeah, you should be staring at your minimap a lot. So you see Malphite. You see how he's covering Quinn's picture. I think that's why you looked. You see she's getting all in. This is a good R. A little bit on the late side, but good nonetheless. You can go in for the taunt play. Shove, wave, take turret. Turret's gone, you get herald then. It's that simple. Shove, wave, take herald. Are we going to take it? Does nobody go for... Okay, thank God we're taking herald. 17 minutes in. It's only got about 2 minutes left. Smite's 900. Oh, no. No, 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 no. This is bad. So their mid laner's missing, their top laner's missing, their jungler's missing. This is... At this point, you just got to back off. You needed Gwen to stay. If Gwen doesn't stay... and you see them lay a ward over the wall, you know for a fact they can see it now. When they lay a ward, even if you have a pink ward, their ward gives them vision for like 1 or 2 seconds, so they know what you're doing. The top's missing, the mid's missing, the jungle's missing, and Gwen's not over here. So you just got to pull off at this point. This is too dangerous. And Quinn's low too. Like this could turn very bad very fast. Sure enough, you see the Malphite, you know he's here. Right when you see the... right when you guys see him and your mid laner's not coming, this is really bad because your Quinn's gonna get one shot. Yeah, you just gotta run. Your smite is only gonna do 900 to herald. Like you could try to smite it and then grab it here. That's another option. You could have suicided to pick it up, but oh, yeah, we're not even gonna get it now. It's gonna disappear. I think it only lasts for 20-30 seconds. 1750. Let's see. Yeah, it's about 20 seconds it lasts for. A little under 20. For about 20. That sucks, man. That's about game. You lost shutdown. You don't get any herald. You didn't get the first herald or the second herald. Neither. I'd say that's... in theory, that should be game. I know that sounds over the top. I think they just outscale you, though. The brand is going to give your front line huge issues, and your team's a lot squishier than their team is as a whole. Plus, Yon's overpowered. Up until this point, the mistakes have been minimal. That was... this just happened to be a mistake that cost you a lot. because your Quinn got hit by the Yone R and she was already very low on health. You're clearing, blah, blah, blah. I like it. You're clearing your R's up, just linear clear. This is good. You're looking for R's while you're doing this as you're walking in between camps, and especially when you see their pictures are on each other. Bada boom, we're looking. You're like, I don't need to ult, I don't need to ult. Yeah, good thing you didn't ult there. While you're taking this, you can just watch. That's an R. That's okay, nice. I was getting close. Now you gotta back off. You don't have the minions. She kind of wasted your R, to be honest. I don't know why that Gwen was doing that. Like, this dragon's not gonna... It's better to take it than not take it if it's free, but at the same time, having a Herald would have been so much better than either having both those dragons. You're just farming. Your R's on cooldown. You check his items anytime before a fight. Before and after, you need to check items to understand power spikes. You see he's one full item. You see your one full item. You see your tied CS, but you have more kills. You probably win this. He went lethality. He's not Shredder. As long as you land taunt, you 100% win this 1v1. And they don't have Soraka R or anything like that to help him. I would have backed in the bush. You don't even know if he's in there. He might have went in there to take your golems. Because he doesn't know that you're on them. Take the wave. I like it. It's a good wave take. If your R's on cooldown, you're going to have to group here. Okay, your R's up. That's fine. You can split. Get ready to R, though. No, split. If your R's up, just split. You build pressure. You don't want to group if your R's up. This is pointless. Because you can get here anyways. This is so pointless. You don't need to group on this. Just press R. But you should probably ping your team. Like, next wave they push, this turret's probably going to die. So next wave, your teammates are going to have to back up to the next turret. Ooh, yeah, you see how it's solo? You got to get out of there, dude. When it's below a third health and they have minions on it and there's several people hitting it, you just got to leave. This is bad. Like, 2 more autos and this thing's going to fall. And then you got a huge gap between your next turret, like a full Lux snare-ish. Yeah, you don't want to be under this. This is a bad fight. Listen, Brand is a counter punch. Varus is honestly a counter. He's a poke and a counter punch. With their R's, if you guys can just raw engage into it like this is going to be bad. Gwen's, this is a huge throw. That was a huge throw. She just went in 1 versus 5. Even if your R was up, I wouldn't recommend R'ing her there. She's not as fed as she thinks she is. Yone has equal kills, and he has like way more CS in her, 50 more CS. Ridiculous amount. It's like 50% more CS, so she's actually not as fed as she thinks she is. She just feels like she's fed because she has 4 kills. She has more kills than deaths, basically. But yeah, you should be splitting, man. You should not be grouped. If your R's up, you should never group. Because you can be there like that. Like that. Brand oversteps. You guys get the kill. There's no reason to chase. Go hit a side wave. You can R in, my guy. Especially if you're standing here, the odds of something happening are low. Because they see you, they walk away. They don't want to rob the house when they see people are there. When you're not there, the enemies are more likely to make a dumb play and try to force a fight, and then boom, you are, and they're like, oh, I forgot Shen has R. That happens all the time. If they don't see you there, it's like they just forget. They don't have object permanence yet. So if you're not there, you don't exist. So just go split. It's that simple. You're grouping again for no reason. Go hit a side wave. I would definitely pick up heal cut. You need executioners or thorn meld. If they have more than 1 source of healing, you need heal cut. They have conqueror Yone. That's 1 source, and shield bow. That's 2 alone. That you need some kind of heal cut on your team. Then they have the Xin Zhao shield bow. That's another huge source of healing. You guys need heal cut. You don't have a single heal cut thing on your team. You have 2 ignites. That doesn't really count though. You need at least 1 executioners or something. So you look for the play. Let's see if this was a good R. So you're making the split. You're splitting. That's a tough call. I might honestly just let them die at that point, but sometimes okay, I would R at this point. When you see that Malphite's this low, I'd probably go in right now for MF. Yeah, that's perfect. That was, in terms of timing it on her low HP like a Zillionaire, the timing was pretty good. She's just so far out of position. She's still gonna die. You're gonna keep pushing until the enemies commit, because they have the option of going Baron. So you're gonna keep pushing. If they go for Baron, they're gonna lose 2 turrets, or at least 1. So force them to go, make them choose. Oh my god, how did that happen? Keep pushing, keep pushing. I think because they're gonna want to go Baron. Noobs and low elo players, they love dragons and they love Barons. They don't like heralds for some reason. Turrets, turret plating, and heralds they don't like. Like, look, they still had a bunch of turret. You guys didn't get that much turret plating. You guys got like no turret plating here. After successful ganks, you need to push. You need to take turret plates, or you need to grab heralds. So you stay for the split. I like this. And now you see they're all mid. At this point, you would want to back. If you guys could fight 3v3, it might be worth, but you'll probably still lose it anyway. So you might just sit on the split. I would fight it. Ooh, too soon. You're already behind him. So even if you understand something is a good play for you, not everyone understands your power spikes as well as you do, because they may not play the champ. So act like you're not interested in the fight here. So you could, 1, just go for the turret, fight him under turret. That's an option. Or 2, start running away at a slight angle towards the bush like this. Don't run away too far so he gets away to the minions, but run towards the bush, and then he'll be like, okay, he doesn't want to fight, right? He'll feel comfortable. He's like, okay, Shen doesn't want to mess with me. But if you immediately turn and run at him, he's gonna be like, oh shit, and he starts to run. He's like, oh wait, this is a bad idea, because he sees you coming at him. So yeah, there's just no need. Let's run away. Let's block him off, or let's just take turret. We don't need to just run right at him. He's clearly wants these minions. We missed the taunt flash. The taunt flash isn't always easy to land, and he gets away. It wouldn't really have changed the game if you got that kill, though. This game is past that point where straight kill, because they already have the map pressure until your teammates are dead. So that kill wouldn't really have affected anything. So your R, when's your R up? Your R's got 50 more seconds. It's fine to stay grouped now that your R's down and your teammates are up. You guys could, in theory, 4v4, 5v5. You see Malphite was in there with your oracles. We literally just saw him. You need to go fight him. Oh, wow. Nice. You did it. I thought you didn't realize they were there. Yeah, you saw Zen and Malphite and something else in there. It's hard to even tell what that other thing is. Looks like there's 2 Zins in there. It looks like Zin's pointing that way and Zin's pointing that way, and here's Malphite. That's weird. So you ping it. You're hard pinging. You're pinging for... to be careful. I'd ping for assistance. Yeah, or ping on your way on that bush or something. Oh. You hit the triple taunt, you Q, you W. Beautiful. That was enormous. At this point, once they're out of your reach and you know you can't chase, just pill. There's no reason to chase. If you know you can't chase, just pill. So you pill. Gwen's just being Gwen. You land the taunt, you Q through. That's huge, man. That was an awesome play. Nice job with the sweeper. Cool. So you guys have a win condition now. Even though they outscale you, if you can get this Ocean Soul, you can in theory win. They have a lot of... Varus has some AP damage on his abilities. Brand's full AP champ, and Malphite does all magic damage as well. So if you can end up getting a Spirit Visage, or even just the Ocean Soul itself, it's going to be really nice. I guess you really should get Spirit Visage this game, because you have a Yuumi as well with the heals. You'd get really high value off of it. Push the wave. That's good. That was a huge fight. You solo carried that, man. You turned back to pill. You got the 3-man taunt. That was all you. Oh. I don't know why we taunted there. What? So I guess you may just not understand the interaction. On Yonar, you can't cancel. If he's getting hit by a Morgana snare, if it's like 1 centimeter away, if he Rs, he gets through it. It's kind of like a Malphite ult in that sense. So I would just sidestep and then taunt him at the front. As if we taunt, because half of your taunt duration went to waste, because half of your taunt went as he was still teleporting, so it didn't really do anything. But you get his flash, that's cool. Gwen blocks Brandar, because that's a thing. Go split. Your R's up, dude. Just go split. Looks like Malphite. Ooh, you gotta... This is tough. Just make sure you use your W properly. Don't stand on your teammates. Get the taunt. W. You got a W. No W. I guess you're saving it. Saving W for next game. That's probably GG. You gotta give the turret, dude. You leave. It's not worth... If you know you're gonna die, you're not even gonna get half of somebody's health. Like, Malphite could tank, like, probably 20 turret shots without dying, honestly. He's got a bunch of armor. He could take about 20. Yeah, just leave. You go leave and go push top or something. You can't stay and fight this by yourself. You're gonna die for this. It's just not worth... Now... If you went to split and then they stayed, you might have to stay to fight underneath these 2 turrets. But fighting under 1 turret that's already getting low is just, it's not worth. 1 versus 5, once people have 2 or more items, is just not doable. And then MF can solo clear the wave with her R if she needs to. So, did you lose shutdown there? I think we did. Oh, we didn't have shutdown. All right. So now you see they're going for Baron. Your guys' win condition is Dragon Soul. You have to play for Dragon Soul. This Baron is not going to change the game. You guys get the pick, though. Like, Baron... Okay. Baron only helps you if you can't push in waves. Can they push in waves? Yes, they did. They just broke your inhib without Baron. Therefore, the Baron's not really that helpful. It's still better to take than not to take because of the golden bonus stats. But still, like, whether they got Baron or not, that wasn't really going to change the game. That's not what the problem is. The problem is like, losing the fights right now. Baron's used to shove in waves, like when they have Ziggs, Lux, that type of stuff, and they're just perma-clearing. Nice R. That was freaking huge. You land the E, the Q through. You didn't use your W. I don't know why you never use those. It's like you're saving them for next game or something. You might as well use it, especially if it's an auto-attack based champ like Yone or like Varus or Zen or whatever. I guess you're just really saving it until he comes out of your taunt. That way you can use it for your teammates. That's fine, I guess, as long as you use it if that's the case. Take the taunt. That's free. That was so free. If you had Nimbus Cloak, you could have red smited him and then caught up to him, then taunted. Someone's got it back. What? MF should not be split pushing under any situation. They can all solo her. Well, not all of them. But Yone and Malphite and maybe Zen. Zen's building really dumb items. You still need heal cup, man. They have so much healing and you don't have a Bramble. Bramble would have been 10 times better than this game than Randuin's. Or even an Executioner's. Your team still has 0 heal cut. Your only 2 heal cut options are Bramble and Executioners, and then there's a support item that support champs build, like Enchanters. Yumi just got picked. Don't know how. Dragon wasn't up yet. You guys just have to stay alive. You can 4-man defend under 2 turrets most likely. You can't fight this though. You gotta wait. It's okay if you give up a dragon. It's not soul for them, so it doesn't matter that much. Ooh. You get the W. Nice W. You block like 2 or 3 Varus autos. You can use your R if you have to. Your R is up, so I would drop it. I would just drop it on her. Because here's the thing. If she dies... Yeah, I don't know. Actually, that's a tough call because she might still die, but Gwen does do a lot of self-healing. Typically, people who can self-heal are the best people to R in team fights because they get all their health back. Your taunt's up. You taunt him. He's too tanky. And that's game. You had a lot of good moments this game. I can understand why you wanted to have this one coached. I would say one of the biggest things is your teammates got caught out constantly. Like non-stop caught out. But you, even with how your teammates played, you could have still carried this. The biggest thing is every time you had a successful gank mid, top, or killed Zen, or Zen had the back, you just didn't take Herald. When you finally took Herald, they were all alive. Malphite was full HP, Zen was full HP, and Yone was full HP. The one time you pushed for Herald, their top jungle and mid were all alive, all full HP. and they laid a ward over the wall. That's a big issue. And in terms of micro, sometimes you would taunt way too soon when you are behind them. If you're behind them, just walk up to them and start hitting them with autos, and then they'll flash, and then you taunt. Other than that, I'd say don't put too much prio on early dragons. If they get the first 2 dragons, it doesn't matter at all. Like, if they get 1 dragon and instead you take 3 of their camps in solo queue, that's generally better. Or if you get 1 gank 2 camps, or 1 camp herald or something, or just herald, that's way better to trade off an early herald for dragon. And make sure you get your first herald before the 13-minute mark, especially when you're ahead. That way you can get the second one at the 19-minute mark. Other than that, you needed heal cut, you needed a bramble or executioners. And yeah, it was decent, man. Good games, well played. If you have any questions, just DM me on Discord. And if you guys are interested in coaching, look down in the description or pinned comment below for coaching information. If you enjoyed this coaching video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is KingStix. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.